To chapter 1. Whew. Gods and Monsters, DC Studios, DC. This came out a couple of days ago and I haven't checked it yet.
Hey everybody, I'm James Gunn. I'm the co-CEO of DC Studios.
All right.
So as many of you know, DC has been disconnected in film and television for a long time. And it's one of, our jobs, mine and Peter's, is to come in and make sure the DCU is connected in film, television, gaming, and animation. That the characters are consistent, played by the same actors, and it works within one story. And if something is outside of that, like Matt Reeves' Batman or Todd Phillips' Joker or Teen Titans Go, that it is clearly labeled as DC Elseworlds, outside of the mainstream DC.
You gotta love how they're
continuity.
promoting it,
Now,
but
Peter
they
and I
don't even have
gotten pretty lucky in
1080 on
terms
the
of the
video.
4 projects that are coming out.
Imagine if they don't have
First, we
1080
have
in
Shazam,
the
Fury of the
movies.
Gods. Shazam has always been off kind of in his own part of the DCU, so he connects very well. That moves directly into The Flash, a fantastic movie that I really love that resets the entire DC universe. And then to move into Blue.
Why everyone is saying that Flash movie is gonna be so good? I literally said that's the one movie I'm not gonna go and watch in cinema. Because I don't want to
Beetle, a fantastic film about a
promote
kid who's a marvelous part of
bad
the DCU, and then into Aquaman 2, which leads directly into our next few projects, which I'm going to tell you about now. So, Peter and I, along with a group of very talented writers, have started to map out an 8 to 10 year plan of what DC Studios will be in film, television, and gaming. This first chapter is called Gods and Monsters. Now this, what I'm about to tell you, is a part of the first chapter. It's not the entire first chapter. The first project is Creature Commandos. Creature Commandos is an animated series. I've written all the episodes.
Really
Something
good.
we're going to do that's a little bit different at DC is we're going to have characters move into animation, out of animation, usually having the same actor play their voice as who plays them in live action. The next project up is Waller. This is a story of Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis. Viola Davis is going to team up with members of Team Peacemaker, and this is a story that's been created by Crystal Henry, who did Watchmen, and Jeremy Carver, who created the Doom Patrol. It is a fantastic story that's out of this world, and I can't wait for people to see it. Okay, next up is the big one, the true beginning of the DCU. This is called Superman Legacy. This is being written by me. I'm in the middle of it. I'm having a great time doing it. And Superman will be released into theaters July 11th, 2025. Okay, the next thing is a big premiere HBO television.
I hate when he's in the middle of writing. He's in the middle of writing the project. And he already put a date out. Not only the year, but the exact month and the exact day. Now, how much are we gonna bet that that date is not gonna be the release date and this thing is gonna be postponed? How much are we gonna bet? Especially that he's working on multiple projects at this point.
Series called Lanterns. This is a story of a couple of Green Lanterns, John Stewart and Hal Jordan.
Why a
and
couple?
We have a few other lanterns peppered in there, but this is really a terrestrial-based TV show, which is almost like True Detective with a couple.
Did you notice how many things they're experimenting? First show, they are doing it inside, outside of animation. Second show, nobody heard about or cares about, but it's apparently fantastic. Third thing is still in writing process, but already has a date out. First thing, multiple lanterns, not only focusing on one, but let's shove in multiple people and multiple lanterns in one.
Of Green Lanterns who are space cops watching over Precinct Earth. In it, they discover a terrifying mystery
experimental
that
era of
ties
DC.
into our larger story of the DCU. Next is a big movie called The Authority. The Authority is a passion project of mine. It's based on the marvelous Wildstorm characters we are now bringing into the DCU and will interact with all of our primary DCU characters. The Authority are a group of superheroes who think the world is broken and they want to fix it by any means necessary. I think it's a very different look at superheroes. We're doing a television series called Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost is the story of Paradise Island, usually known as Themyscira, which is the birthplace of Wonder
Wonder Woman.
It's almost like Game of Thrones with Westeros, but with all of the inhabitants of...
Don't put Game of Thrones. Hey. Big words, bro. Big words.
Paradise Island.
Now I am imagining a Game of Thrones DC series, a slow pace, but a totally epic Game of Thrones style. Now it's in my head. You ruined it. Now I'm expecting that, and don't bring me anything less.
The introduction of the DCU's Batman is The Brave and the Bold. The Brave and the Bold is the story of Batman and his actual son,
Okay, I always
Damian
waited
Wayne.
for
This
this.
is based on
Please.
Grant Morrison's great comic book
Something
run.
with Robin
Damian
and-
Wayne is my favorite Robin. He's a little assassin who
Finally,
Batman
man. We
tries
have
to
been
get
waiting
in line.
so
And so
long.
this is the story of the two of them and the beginning of sort of the Bat
This looks
family in the
cool.
DCU.
Oh, this looks really
Next up
good.
is a TV series called Booster Gold. Booster Gold is one of comics' really popular cult heroes. He is a fascinating guy. He's a loser from the future who uses future technology to come back to present day and become a superhero so that people will love him. It is basically the superhero story.
This guy,
of
like, I know him
imposter
from
syndrome
pictures
on an
and
HBO
stuff.
Max
He's really
series.
popular.
One of my favorite comic book series from last year was Tom King's run on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. And so we're going to turn that into a big science fiction epic film. Now, Superman is a guy who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents, whereas Supergirl in this story, she is a character who was raised on a chunk of Krypton. She watched everybody around her perish in some terrible way, so she's a much more jaded character. And that brings me to Swamp Thing, the last thing.
Wait, is that gonna be a movie or a series with Supergirl?
One of my favorite comic book series from last year was Tom King's run on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. And so we're going to turn that into a big science fiction epic film.
A film,
Now,
okay.
Superman is a guy who was selfish in some terrible way, so she's a much more jaded character. And that brings me to Swamp Thing, the last thing we're going to talk about, a very dark horror story in the
Ooh.
origins of the monster who is
Ooh.
Swamp Thing. And although it's totally outside of the rest of the DCU, it will still feed into the rest of the stories. Anyway, those are the stories that I can tell you about right now. I've loved the DC characters since I was a child. They're incredibly important to me. I knew that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do something very different. One of the things that's very important for me in all of these movies and TV series is that the director's vision and the vision of the writers and all of the creators is unique and something special. Storytelling is always king. That's all that matters to us. And I want to be
like
true to
that.
those stories. I want to be true to you guys and really give you something different than you've ever seen before. Anyway, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you watching. I hope this was exciting for you because it's
I
really
love it.
exciting for me.
I love
and I
it.
can't wait to start to dive into these stories
not
with
bad.
you guys on this grand adventure.
Yeah, this what
Okay.
he's saying is not bad. I'm really excited to see this whole plan. Curious to see how the Flash is handled. Sounds like it will be a vehicle to reset everything. Not unexpected, but not sure what that will mean for the Flash going forward. Still very excited for Blue Beetle, and I hope since we are getting Damian Wayne as Robin, that means we will already have Nightwing coming and established as the original Robin. I'm all for Green Lantern content. We have been waiting for that for so long. You can make so many movies and shows out of just that part of the universe. It's insane. This is the thing. I love how he is experimenting with so many characters. The thing about DC and I think about him is that James Gunn is not afraid to actually go and find other characters that not a lot of people know about and bring that to movies. Not only focusing on their main characters, for example, Wonder Woman or Batman or Superman, and always recycling that over and over again. No, they're actually experimenting, and he is going further into telling stories of other characters that we never heard about. And if we are not in the comic DC universe, we don't know about. Like, for example, me. I am not in the DC comic. I know everything about the movies, but I know and the characters in the movies, but I don't know a lot about the comic characters. And there's plenty more. And James Gunn is all about the story and the storytelling, which is really good. And I don't think DC really had a problem with stories. Like, they really, maybe movie pacing and stuff like that wasn't the best. But that is not because of the story. It's because of the editing. It's because of the direction. It's because of the cuts. It's because of how they made the movies. And that is the thing. Like, James Gunn can give you good stories, but we need more focus on a whole team that does the work well. Besides like these animations and CGI and After Effects being better, I feel, and being unique for every single movie, I think they also really need to work on their pacing when it comes to movies. Um, but yeah, I'm not saying that Marvel is any better. Marvel had issues too, but the Avenger era was really good and it worked very well with the stories. He's trying to connect some of these movies, so I hope that will work out for him because I don't see here anything that will bring all of these characters and all of these universes together. Like, I don't think Robin and Batman story is gonna connect with Swamp or Robin and Batman with Supergirl. You know, like all these projects sound like individual projects, and every single one of them has a different theme. Um, I'm not shading. I'm just thinking, like, what is going on? I'm wondering. I'm looking forward to see what's gonna happen. But that's my opinion.